We're coming in now. We're excited to have back on the show the former chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, Kevin Hassett. We love Kevin Hassett. He's a terrific analyst. So, Kevin, we've got July CPI coming in this week. Is inflation slowing down as this White House claims? What do you think, Kevin? Is it going back up? Atlanta Fed President Bostic says, yeah, it's going back up because of all that infrastructure spending and Saudi and Russia cuts in oil production, not helping gas at a 9-month high. What do you think?
Yeah, Liz, you're right that inflation is probably going back up. There's been a little bit of a lull, and it's kind of a statistical anomaly. But what happens is when they show you the 12-month number, which we usually cover because the monthly numbers go up and down, then what matters is what happened 11 or 12 months ago. And what happened in the 12-month average is they took some ginormous months out of the calculation. And so it looked like inflation's going down. But now that's not happening anymore. So I expect it to go pretty far back up. And again, if you look at the massive deficit spending that really accelerated under Biden and the Democrats, then there's just no way that inflation can go down because there's so much demand in the economy that supply just can't keep up.
So how, you said going to go far back up. How much? I think it's almost reaching cumulatively 17% under Biden. How much more do you think it's going to go up?
Yeah. It is 17% under Biden, which means that if your income didn't go up by 17%, then you've lost a significant amount of space for your consumption. And the fact is that the way to think about it at this point in the cycle is that wage inflation and price inflation have to be about the same. And wage inflation kind of moves slower and is a better signal. And right now, wage inflation is around 5%. And so that's really what normal inflation would be. And if normal inflation isn't around 5%, then what's going to happen is that businesses are going to start losing lots of money and the stock market's going to crash. And so, of course, they're going to raise their prices, pass the higher wages on.
Yeah, and it gets sticky. And to what you're saying, I mean, this was all preventable. We didn't need to do Biden's overspending. His policies have been political strychnine for him. It's been basically so horrendous for the American people. But watch MSNBC again out with a wildly absurd claim that now is not the time to talk about what is hitting hard American families and their kitchen tables. Now's not the time to talk about inflation, the economy, or jobs. If you listen to the media henhouse echo chamber of MSNBC, watch this.
This election isn't possibly about policy. You know me, I'm an economics guy. I like to talk about inflation. I like to talk about all these kinds of things. But that's not what this is. That's not the moment we're at. So if you like lower taxes and you like less regulation, this isn't the moment to have that debate.
Why?
Yeah, it is the moment to have that debate because they're raising taxes because the Trump tax cuts are expiring, and they're spending like crazy, and they're regulating like crazy. Casey Mulligan at the University of Chicago has a new study out that shows that President Obama was the previous world champion for regulation, and that Biden's introducing new regs twice as fast as Obama. And so it is time to talk about that. Ali Velshi is a guy who knows the economy, but he's also a political analyst, and I think he's talking about all the political stuff going on.
Biden's approval ratings show no signs of improving. They're so far underwater, they need scuba gear to get out. And now you got the White House spending tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars to put up thousands of highway billboard signs with Biden's name on them to make sure everyone gives him credit for infrastructure. I mean, we've got MSNBC claiming that, they're doing that so the Republicans don't take credit. There was never any White House press release on that and no announcement on that. And what do you make of every month this year, the initial jobs numbers get revised down? And we understand the revisions happen, but these are pretty dramatic revisions to the downside. I mean, hundreds of thousands of jobs less than initially reported.
You're right about the jobs, and quickly on the signs, they've got Biden's name on them. If you go back, like when President Obama claimed credit for all the infrastructure spending, he said the American Recovery Act. He didn't put his name on it. I think he's violating the Hatch Act. I think he's campaigning with your money, and I think that's against the law. We'll see if people go after that. But with the jobs numbers, you're exactly right. And it's one of those things that's very almost suspicious that the jobs numbers keep coming out with a headline number that's really awesome, and then they give an awesome number next month and revise down the previous month. And so everybody thinks, oh, the job market is really great, but in fact, it's way, way worse than we expect because people don't pay attention to the revisions. But that's why people watch your show, because you do.
Why
and
they
you're
watch
right,
you?
the revisions have been huge and negative.
Yeah,
I do
huge
too,
and negative.
and that's exactly right.
Kevin, we're so glad to have
right.
you on. We'd love to have you back on again soon, okay? We're going to
Thanks,
be
Liz.
staying on all these issues. You're so
Sure.
smart. It's great to have you on.